The call for electoral reforms got louder and louder last year when the opposition and civil society organizations launched a joint effort to demand electoral reforms with focus on reviewing the electoral laws and processes. The group has had several meetings across the country to seek people's views on the reforms expected to be discussed by parliamentarians. And in some areas, the police even stepped in the way of the agitators, citing a breach of public peace.
You had better work for a situation out there so that when you are outside uniform, you are safe where you would be.
The Electoral Commission Amendment Draft Bill seeks to rename and reconstitute the Electoral Commission as the Independent Electoral Commission. The bill also proposes giving powers to the Judicial Service Commission to recommend to the President at least 7 persons and not more than 14 from whom the President may appoint the members of the Commission. The 14 candidates will come from a pool of names nominated by the political parties, professional bodies, and the general public. It also proposes that the Judicial Service Commission, through the leading national print and electronic media, invite any person to apply for appointment as a member of the Commission. The shortlisted persons will be subjected to interviews publicly, from which a list of 14 members will be selected and forwarded to the President for approval. On the other hand, government has set up a cabinet subcommittee chaired by the second Deputy Prime Minister and Deputy Leader of Government Business, General Moses Ali, to streamline proposed constitutional and electoral reforms. But the process seems to be moving slowly. Top on the laws to be amended are the Presidential Elections Act, the Parliamentary Elections Act, the Electoral Commission Act, and the Political Parties Act.
We have prepared the necessary bills. We have prepared the cabinet memorandum. We are only waiting for a slot in the cabinet to have these proposals discussed.
But the clock is ticking, and 9 months later, the bills have not been brought to Parliament.
Parliament has not done anything because no one has presented any proposals for reform. Neither the government nor the opposition. And if you remember, during the State of the Nation address, I told the government that I do not want to be stampeded. I had wanted those bills to come last session before the budget.
Despite these delays, Kadaga says there are some options that can be explored.
If we moved our own bills without waiting for the government or the opposition, I think that would be the way.
Saturday woman MP Ali Salaso, Buburo East counterpart Simon Mulongo, and Chivande's Sam Otada are already warming up to move a private member's bill. But this is not an option that government is considering.
Give us your proposals. If they are not taken up by government, then you can propose them when the bill is eventually, or bills are eventually before the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee.
Coordinator of the Citizens Coalition for Electoral Democracy in Uganda, Crispy Kaheru, says Parliament has only 4 months if these amendments are to apply to the 2016 elections.
So if we do not have these reforms, these proposals brought to Parliament, debated, first considered within these 5 weeks, then we are actually headed for potentially no reforms.
It's now a matter of time whether these reforms will see the light of day. Solomon Serwanjja, NTV.